Hello, everybody. There we go. Hi. Okay, here we go. Hold on, I'm trying to, no, not that one. Sorry. It usually takes me a minute to get to the right one. All right, say hello. Who's here? I'm so excited. This is going to be so good. Oh my goodness. Okay, y'all, I am missing one. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, because I feel like, all right, so I feel like I was just live on YouTube and I missed everybody from my group, from Paint with Luba. Everybody's on YouTube. Y'all, say hello. This is like my first time in a very long time trying to do live broadcast to both my group and YouTube at the same time. So this is going to be interesting. Let's turn that off. Okay, I'm gonna give Facebook just a minute to catch up. I thought I was there and I'm not there. So this is just to show you a few things, but we're actually painting this tonight. So if you were, this is what we're doing. I'm just going to give a couple of minutes for everybody to catch up. And while everybody's catching up, if you're watching replay, say hello. I'm so excited you're here. We're painting Pumpkin Bouquet, which is super abstract, very easy, like very loose flow. It really doesn't come together until you put the black outline on there. So don't worry about it. This is going to be fun. We're going to have fun. It's going to look like a big mess before it looks like anything at all, right? But before we go into that, I wanted to tell you real quick what else I have, because I do teach free lessons here in Paint with Luba, but I also offer paid lessons where you can paint something that maybe is more difficult in detail, maybe more, not difficult, I should say, more interesting to look at, maybe something that is a little bit more, just a little bit more, level 2, level 3, things that are that would make you super excited to put it on your wall or maybe use as your fall decor or something else. Okay, so right now I have an annual fall art and decor workshop, and it's open right now. So what we will do there is that I will teach this painting on October 8th, I think. It's all in there. It's on my website. Let me see. Let me give you a sec, like, here. Okay, so you can find all of this on my website. Okay, so this is October art and decor workshop. So I'll be teaching this one live, but also already there, it's a private Facebook group, just like this one, except for fewer people. But also there, you will find a lesson on how to paint this majestic owl. I mean, isn't this gorgeous? And everything's already there, all recordings, all tracers, like you'll find everything you need for this painting. And then, of course, the little blackbird. I just love this little darling. It is so cute. So cute. So it's all there as well. And you've got mail. This painting is also there. And I didn't pull it out. It's in my living room, like all the way across the house. I'm also teaching in that workshop. There's also lessons on how to create plaques with wordings on them with pretty lettering. But like if you do not have special equipment, I teach you how to do that with simple tools and still it looks so cool, and it's just the right time right now to start making gifts so that everything cures and you can seal everything properly. So this workshop is available. It's $15. It's just $15, and you get 4 paintings, and I think 3 other projects on there. I also teach there how to paint plaid, simple plaid, and a little bit more sophisticated plaid. So just really wanted to invite you to give this a chance, check it out. And I also wanted to show you, okay, so let's not look at the apples first. Hold on. So I also wanted to show you, because if you go to that link and you click on online classes, this is what the chunky flowers look like. And then I have this. I call her What the Clock is Going On. She is so fun to paint. So this is another lesson that you can find there. I'm going to show you my second favorite and then my favorite. You can get this lesson there. Okay, and the sunflower study. The sunflower study has, I think, 5 hours of instruction, and I teach you how to draw, how to use your own photographs, and then draw your own composition, and then paint your sunflower in acrylics and watercolor. So all of that is available in the shop on my website. You can take all those lessons anytime. You get evergreen access to them, which means that once you buy it, you can do it anytime. So even if you bought it today and decided to get back to it next year, you still can. As a matter of fact, I have somebody who purchased October workshop last year, and she just showed up in my email saying, hey, I remember I got something from you, some class. I don't remember. I can't find it. And I was able to find her, locate her, and put her right in her class where she was. And now she has access to even more lessons. And these apples, this is something that you can find in level 2 membership. Level 2 membership, and I wonder if I have it here. Yes, I do. This is something that you can get through buymeacoffee.com. It's only, I'm not kidding you, it's just $5 a month, and you get a level 2 painting class with all detail, like everything step by step, very simple. Okay, all right. I'm like, whew. Oh, hi, Sandra. I didn't see you were here. How fun. How fun. Okay, so hi, Jen. Hi, Linda. Okay, so we have some people here that are ready to paint, and that is fantastic. Let me take that banner down. Okay, we're good to go. Who's excited? I'm excited to paint this one. It is so much fun. So what I have here, so that we all know what's going on. Say hello. You know I need those. I'll put it here. I'll put it here. Push the button that has this or this. Yeah, like this. To help the social media push it to people so that people see it. Thank you. I just got one. Love you too. So I am going to be painting on acrylic paper. It's Graham-Becker. I think it's 11 by 14. It really doesn't matter. Just put it in the portrait location situation, whatever. Portrait, okay? And in the group, you could find the tracers. If you wanted to use a tracer, it should already be done on your painting surface. I will be painting freehand, and I'm sure you can too. It really is nothing complicated here. We can do this. Trust me. We can do this. It only looks hard, okay? So things we need to remember with this kind of painting is that you want to be super loose in your strokes, and to get super loose in your strokes, you want your grip to be not close to the brush, but far from the brush. So the farther away you are from the brush, the looser your strokes are. And I don't know if you've ever seen artists using like super long brushes, and they would be like on the very tip, super far away from the canvas, right? Just adding little tiny strokes. This is why, because we want to have just kind of loose spots. We don't want anything hard on this. All right. Now let's look at the colors. We're pretty much going to use, let me see. Yeah, I'm going to use everything I have plus coastal, I think. No, teal. That's teal. Okay, so we're looking at primary red, magenta, lemon yellow, primary yellow. We're looking at phthalo blue. We're looking at, you can mix your own teal with sky blue. I will show you how, or you can use your teal. And then, of course, we're going to be mixing our own greens. We will be using a lot of white. And you will need a Posca pen. A black Posca pen is something that is, I mean, you need to have a black Posca pen. If you cannot, like, if you don't want to have anything else, like all the other colors, get yourself a white and a black and a gold. Sorry, a white, a black, and a gold. And yeah. So there is that. Okay. Right. To answer your questions, yes, replays will be available. Yeah, because I'm broadcasting directly to YouTube, so it will be on YouTube and in the Facebook group, so you can find that wherever, whatever works for you, you can find it. Okay? Okay. Can I buy a copy of this video to do it later? My printer is jammed. Okay, so number one, you do not need to buy a copy of this video because this is a free lesson for everybody to use, and replay will be available, as I just mentioned. Number two, printer's jammed. Boo-hoo, really, printer. My printer always does this to me. Like when I really need to print something, it starts doing some crazy things and then it wouldn't work. I would like to try and challenge you to paint freehand. You can do this. Don't quit just because printer doesn't cooperate. Okay? Sharon, I wasn't expecting a 25 commercial. Well, you know what, honestly, it is 7:14, so it's 14 minutes. So I took 10 minutes to talk about my business, and really, this is a free class. I mean, yeah. Okay, so let's begin to paint. We are taking, let's grab our paints first. I'm going to turn full screen. Full screen, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a nice good amount of white, good amount of magenta, not as much of red. We're not gonna need that much of red, primary red, just some. Oi! Would be helpful to take the tip off. Hold on. Okay. Primary yellow. That's gonna spew it, isn't it? There we go. Let's grab some chrome or lemon yellow. And let's grab some phthalo blue. And sky blue. Okay, and we're gonna make some mess. So some fun, creative mess. Okay, somebody said that they forgot that was live tonight. Watch the replay, no problem, no problem. That's why I always keep replays and guides. If you don't know, in the free group and Paint with Luba group, I have more than 60, I think, right now. There's more than 60 different guides that you can just pull out and play to your heart's content. Facebook user says, I can't get you on Facebook. You are on Facebook. This is how I am seeing this. It shows me that you're a Facebook user and you should be on Facebook if you're typing this, right? Hi, Barbara, welcome. Okay, let's begin. So we're gonna start. Hi, Leah. Okay, I'm gonna be using my large round brush, which is number 12, and kind of smallish. It's not too small, number 8. It's smaller than the medium. Smaller than the medium, but it's not small. Okay, flat. That's all we're gonna need. These two and the Posca pen. So let's start with our pumpkin. Just wet your brush, get the excess of water on a paper towel, grab some of your lemon yellow, and on the same brush, some of your white. Leave about an inch from the bottom, from the bottom, that's fine, it's okay. From the bottom, and just paint letter U. Now, if you have a tracer, you can just fill in the lines. That's not a big deal. That's going to become the rest of the pumpkin. Hi, Leah. Facebook user on my phone. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know how to help you. Okay. Now we're going to paint another letter U, but you're going to want it to be like a parentheses line. Okay. So create a parentheses line. Okay, and then close it into the pumpkin like that. Okay, paint it all together. And then we're going to repeat the same step on the right side. Again, lemon yellow, some white. As you can see, I am not skimping on my paint. I'm using quite a bit of paint. And I'm just putting it on here. Doesn't need to be perfect, but it does help to have nice painted lines on there, yeah? So with your strokes, you want to be going up and down in kind of curved motions, up and down, okay? Once we have this, now we're not gonna worry about the top because we're gonna have all the greenery and the flowers here, so we don't really need to worry about that part. Now we're gonna grab with the same messy brush, just grab some of your primary yellow and just kind of, this is how I do it, right? I do put like 3 blobs and then I work it in because I still want to be able to see some of the lemon yellow. But I also like to add a little bit of warmer color for the pumpkin. I do not necessarily want it completely and totally orange, but there is nothing wrong with that also. If you would like that, just go for it. Okay, let's grab a little bit. So here's what I'm taking. Hi, Cindy. Um, so my brush, because I've been going like this on it, right? It's like a chisel tip. So this chisel tip super carefully goes into my red, and I'm gonna add a couple of red spots here and there, and here. Okay, wipe it off, wipe your brush off on your palette or on your paper towel, whatever's closer, and work in this color a little bit. Now your brush is super dry right now, so go ahead and grab maybe some lemon yellow, some primary yellow. So we're just going to be mixing colors and kind of bringing this whole thing, this whole pumpkin, to the colors that we want to see here. Okay, now we have to work somewhat fast because acrylics are gonna dry fast because we're not putting that much in there. So kind of trying to work fast, just move fast. Don't sit on the same spot forever. Do it and move on. All right, let's grab some white. Give it a white, a little bit of a white here, maybe here and here. So pretty much every curved line that we have gets a white. Sharon. Good luck, Sharon. Okay. There we go. Here we go. Okay. Let's add a little bit more warm yellow right here on the bottom. And now grab a little bit on the tip, just a little bit magenta in the same area, and just mix it in together with your warm yellow maybe. Let's just see what happens. I love pumpkins. Like, there is no way you can mess this up. It's like, they're so cool. Yeah, of course. Always, you can always watch watch a replay. Not a big deal. And I also know that for some people, it really works better to watch live, just to watch it, right? And then use replay for their step by step. So again, warm yellow and a little bit of magenta just to the bottom. Just adding a little bit of blush. Not a lot, just a bit of blush. Yeah. Okay. Here's some more. And again, magenta, a little bit of magenta. Work it up. Just make sure that you blend your colors, but you still want to be able to see different colors a little bit, okay? I'm gonna wipe my brush on a paper towel. I'm gonna use mostly white and grab a little bit of this lemon yellow and make super light yellow. And I'm gonna send it all here again. So that's a highlight. And then again, more white, a little bit of lemon yellow, and send it up here. You want to be able to see light, very light yellow with white streaks a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here on this side. Don't overthink it, just paint it. Okay. Maybe work it in a little bit. Wipe your brush on the paper towel. And then you're going to use, again, more white. See, I have quite a bit of white and a tiny bit of magenta, tiny bit. Literally tiny bit. And I'm going to use it to add this pink kind of highlight right. It kind of goes right on top of this light yellow highlight. You just want to see a little bit of pink in there. Okay. And once I'm done with this, I will lift up my page or, my surface to the camera and turn it a little bit so that you guys can see what's happening. Okay, because of the glare, because the paint is wet and so it's hard to see here. Yeah? Cindy, does your paint stay wet the whole time you're blending? No, it does not, which is why I have to move super fast. But the more layers you put in, the wetter it will, the longer it'll take it to dry. So, which is why I'm trying to move a little bit fast with the layering. But then once we get here, we really want to now slow down. Okay, we're gonna grab a little tiny bit of sky blue just on the tip, see? Tiny bit. And we're gonna take it here. It's another highlight kind of thing. It's an unexpected color, right? But this is what ties it all together. Just add a little bit, not much. Just work it in. So right now, my whole pumpkin is wet. Is dry. Sorry. My pumpkin is dry. My highlights, the last ones that I put in, they are still a little bit wet. But most of this is already dry. Okay? All right. Now, next thing is, and I'm going to grab a pencil for this. If you want to, also go ahead and grab a pencil just to make it easier for yourself. Let me see. Pencil. Okay, so we're going to make quite a few blooms. So one bloom is pretty large. It's going to be right here. And you can't see it. And I do not want to use a marker because then I can't cover it up. Okay, see that? Just make a messy kind of a circle-ish. Okay, pretty big. Then the same size goes about here on the top. Then we're gonna add medium size right here and medium right here. And then another medium goes right here. And yes, and right here in between these two, right in this spot, okay, there's going to be a cluster of leaves. So that's going to be our placement. And then some leaves are going to go down this way. Some leaves are going to go down this way. There's going to be leaves that are going here and here. Then there is a thing of leaves that are hanging down here. Okay? Everybody's okay? Just kind of getting a placements, what goes where. And then we also have a small flower here and another string of leaves. 3 small flowers here, here, here. Something like a daisy here. I know I say the word here a lot, don't I? Okay, now those orangish peachy roses, they all go in this spot right here, and then we have a little bit of flowers here, and of course there is another rose here, and then there is some petals going up. So now we have the placement. We know what goes where, and we're gonna start with the roses. Although it probably would make sense to start with yellow, it would be easier to blend. You know what? Let's start with yellow. Okay? Yeah. Let's start with yellow. We're gonna start here. In this corner, we're gonna start with our daisy. Daisy is super simple. So I've got my round brush, put some water on it, take it off on a paper towel, and we're gonna grab some lemon yellow and warm yellow on the same brush. And we're gonna start putting our petals in from the top, going to the center, and we're just gonna go do like that. Maybe grab some more lemon yellow if you want to add different color. I am not concerned about my pencil marks, but if you are, here's what you can do. As you have done your yellow, you can grab this same yellow combo, okay, and then add some white to it. Okay, and let's go and do this again with white now. And the white will take care of the lines. Okay, now if you have traced and you still have like Sharpie lines, if you did that, also do not worry about it too much, because we're going to go back and then outline everything with a black Posca pen. So all of those lines are really going to disappear, so do not worry about it. Okay, so for the center, we're just going to take this messy brush, dip it in red a little bit, just the tip. And let's paint the center. Just work it in. And we're good to go. Good to go. Okay, now let's start working on these little roses over here, which will be, now we're moving into a little bit, like we're warming up to the reds a little bit. So let's use our warm yellow and a little bit of magenta on the same brush and some white. So I want to show you that I'm using a super messy brush. See, just like this. And you're gonna start using strokes that are very much like letter C, but you're gonna start turning them all the way around. So you're gonna go this way and that way, and then grab some more paint, and then shape the next one. And if you think that it has too much magenta, then just work it in. We will come back to this. This is not done. This is just the base. Just the base. Okay, we're just laying down the bases. Okay, so I'm gonna add some primary red to my paint now, and just go ahead and add more flowers, some more lemon yellow, some more primary red, And I just really want to add a whole lot of flowers here to get the space going. Once those flowers are a little bit dry, we'll be able to add the greenery. But so that we can see what's going on, right? And that's pretty much it with the orange flowers. So I'm gonna wipe it off and I'm gonna grab a little bit more of lemon yellow and some white. And I'm going to fill in this space over here, right here, a little bit. Doesn't need a lot, just kind of fill it in a little bit. It's pretty much just in case if when we do our leaves that we're not gonna cover that. So while we're in the same color group, we can just add that. See, make sure your hand is on the other side, on the other tip, okay, on the other end of your brush. All right, okay. Let's rinse the brushes because now we're gonna move into our pinks. Pinks are the best. And those roses that we have here, we're gonna do them dark to light, okay? So we're gonna start with the darkest tone, and then we're gonna add highlights, just like we're doing with this part over here, okay? Allison filling in with what? With just whatever I had. I had like leftover orange from these flowers on my brush, and I just went kind of dab, dab, dab a little bit around the petals. See? Okay, here we go. So, obviously pink. What's pink, right? It's red and white. Since we want it darker to start with, we're gonna start with more red and less white, and then we're gonna start adding white to it. Most of the roses are magenta and white, but then there is a couple that are red and white. So I suggest just to play with it and see which colors you like best. Okay. So there's magenta, full brush of magenta, some white on it. And I'm just gonna be as messy as I can be. And I'm just gonna fill this in using rounded strokes. Just fill it up. Don't worry if it doesn't look like anything just yet. It's okay. More magenta, more white. This one. We want our flowers to overlap for a natural look. So if they start overlapping, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to happen. We want them to overlap. This rose is going to be pink right here. And then this one and the one that's hiding here is going to be red with red. So the one I'm doing right now is still magenta. I'm going to add some more magenta to the outside to just set up the scene for some shading. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm just using like little curvy strokes. Some more magenta, going back to the first rose I painted. Just adding some color to it, okay? And here, super messy. Now I'm going to wipe this brush off. I'm not going to rinse it. Now I'm going to grab some red and some white. And I'm gonna paint those little ones right here on the top. And if you feel like your paint has blended a lot, you can always add a little bit more white to this, right? Just like that. Okay, and then we have one rose here in the corner. And one right here. So this rose that's super close to our pumpkin, do not be afraid. Make it lower. Set it down lower so that its petals are covering the pumpkin a little bit. Okay. Now the red roses are gonna need a little bit more color in them, so I'm just going back for red and just loosely adding some red color to it. There are flowers hiding here. I think I made my roses a little bit too big, but if you still have room for that rose over here, go ahead and fill it in. Especially if you're using a tracer, you should still have that rose. And I have little white kind of roses, tiny buds to fill in here, so I will do that later. Okay, and we also have some interesting petals heading out that way, also some sort of interesting cute flower. I'm just grabbing a whole lot of white, a little bit of magenta, making it pink, and I'm just painting, just going out. There is not much that will fit on my canvas here, but you can do that here. Okay. So right now I have very light pink on my brush. I'm going to grab a little bit of yellow with the same brush. And let's see, it needs to come to the like almost skin tone, I guess a little bit more pink. Yes, here we go. A little bit more magenta, a little bit more white. There we go. Nice apricot tone. Okay, and I'm just gonna fill this in, grab some white, and fill this in. So we are literally just filling in the space right now. Nothing too complicated, I hope. Just whatever that is not painted, we're gonna fill it in, just to make sure that you don't need to worry about it later, right? Okay. I'm gonna rinse my brush. And we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna switch gears for greens. We're gonna do a whole lot of greens right now. And then we're gonna come back to our flowers and add details. They need to dry a little bit so that we can add color, so that the color layers and doesn't blend in. Okay. So I just cleaned my round brush, same round brush. I kind of pat it damp because you can't pat it dry, right? On the paper towel. And we're doing, so we're gonna mix as many green shades and shadows and tones as we can get into this thing, okay? So my favorite one is to mix lemon yellow with sky blue, and it makes a super, super pretty green. So just grab some lemon yellow, put a little bit of sky blue on there. Super pretty green. And so this is going to be our base, and I'm adding a little bit of white to it. Maybe a little bit more yellow. Just get it to the point where it's green. You do want to add a little bit of white to it because your yellow is transparent and your blue, sky blue, depending on the manufacturer, could be transparent. And so, but we need to cover up some of the lines here. Okay, so I have a full brush of my green. So I'm just gonna start making leaves. And the way I make leaves, it's super simple. It doesn't need to be anything very hard. You pretty much just press, so I'll do it on the side here, press your brush down and you have a kind of a leaf. And then you change your direction and you press it again, and then you get more paint and you press it again. So we'll just start with that, okay? So I'm gonna start with the branch that goes up here in the corner, and I'm gonna start with the top leaf because I want them layered. So there's my top leaf. There's my next one. And I'm thinking, ooh, let's make it a little bit darker. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of phthalo blue. I'm gonna add, I'm just mixing it all together just as I'm going. Gonna add all of this in this one leaf kind of paint mix, okay? And so again, add some color to this, change your direction, okay? Maybe grab some yellow on the same messy brush, just showing you what I did. Same messy brush, I just grabbed some lemon yellow, make another leaf. Cute. Let me bring this up to the camera so you can see what's happening without glare, hopefully. So see, we have layered quite a few leaves. Now when they dry and we outline them with black, it's gonna look awesome. Okay. Now the same kind of leaf or vine or whatever it's called goes from this side here, and then it hangs over the pumpkin, and then it grows over here, and then on this side we have a different kind of a leaf. So sometimes it's easier to turn your painting around, really turn it upside down, so that it's easier to go from top down, right? So we have some color. Let's grab some green, put your leaf on there. Maybe grab some yellow, put another, maybe grab some blue, put another leaf. More yellow, and follow that line. Follow that line all the way over, even above, on top of that rose that we just painted. The rose is hiding behind those leaves. Those leaves overlap that rose. Okay? And we're going to do this other one right here. Just add some more color to your brush as you go between the leaves. And then each leaf will look different a little bit. And there's another. Okay, and one more right here. Okay. Now I'm going to wipe my brush down. I don't want it so fat on paint. And I'm going to use probably the tip of the brush to create leaves that go down this vine because they're a little bit different. And I'm going to mix, excuse me, I'm going to add some more phthalo blue into this mix. And then some more lemon yellow. Maybe blue, sky blue. I just want a consistent, nice, very nice. Yeah, okay. So we have the green. And now what we're going to do is for each leaf, we're going to do first leaf with this color. And then for the next leaf, we're going to grab some warm yellow. For the next, we're going to grab some lemon yellow. For the next leaf, we're going to grab some white. And we're just going to go and then maybe grab some sky blue. So every leaf is going to be a little bit different, okay? And just, do your best and paint your leaf. Don't overthink this. Use the tip of your brush. Like here, you need your control, so you need to move closer to your bristles. Okay. And we're going to overlap our leaves. So the next leaf is going on top of this one a little bit. It overlaps. Okay. And then we're going to grab some lemon yellow. Okay. And bring a leaf over onto the pumpkin a little bit and overlap with the other leaf. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. Then maybe back to the original color that we started in. Add another leaf. A little bit more of yellow, and of course I got some wet paint on my wrist. Don't want a lot of that. So again, overlap. Give it an interesting shape. A little bit of white. A little bit of white and a little bit of yellow, lemon yellow now on my brush. It really doesn't matter. Just keep changing it a little bit, step by little. Just make sure that you're following that line that you have for your string of leaves here, okay? Somebody says, thank you for this lesson. You're so welcome. It's my pleasure. Ooh. Oi. I am not being careful. I forgot that I flipped the painting upside down. This is how I get my back of my arm green. Okay, let's add some more green to here then, because I just kind of messed it up. All right. Maybe here. And here. Yeah, so all of these are all coming together to this one cluster. And The one cluster is right here, right in between. So I have this red rose kind of ish with yellows, orange and red, and the cluster of leaves kind of makes it home. Yeah, it's home right there. So I'm just using the same brushes, the same paint, and I'm gonna do the same thing starting on the top and just make different shades of leaves. Just kind of connect all of this together. Just like that. And maybe connect this one to here. Yeah, right? And now they're all together and they're so happy. Okay, rinsing my brush. Any questions so far? How are we doing? Okay. So next step is we still want the roses to dry a little bit longer. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on the background now. Okay. For that, you can still use your round brush. And for the bottom over here, I guess we're gonna do this right at this level, right here, going through here. Okay, we're gonna need mostly phthalo blue and a touch of white on the same brush, just like that. Okay, yeah, Virginia, that's a good way to go. And we're just gonna try and go dot, 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 just like this. And try and go carefully around your leaves. Make sure your leaves are kind of dry. My leaves are already dry. So if I really mess up, I can literally go and I can grab a paper towel and just wipe it off. But we're gonna do some surgery here, so to speak. We're gonna work around. We're gonna work around. Again, grab some more color and just add. Just dot, dot, dot. And I am really staying close to my brush here in my grip so that I have the control so that I do not mess up my leaves. I'm adding a little bit more of phthalo blue in the areas that I just painted, just to darken it a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit too light, so I just want to darken it up a little. I'm still using white. I'm still putting some white on here. Not much, just a tiny bit. Oh. Anyone else having trouble with freezing? Uh-oh. Do we have trouble with freezing? I hope not. How's everybody doing? Okay, I have people saying no, no trouble. Okay, that's good to hear. Sometimes it could be your connection, it could be the weather. There's so many things that go into it. Hmm. Allison says no, so far so good. Okay, let's keep it this way, right? Yes. Let's keep it that way. And you know what? Always, always replays are available. So if you lose connection or I lose connection, which happened before, usually happens like in December when it's, winter hits, and I don't even know if it's because everybody's using the internet because everybody's home stuck or something, but usually December and January are the times where my connection gets wonky. And so that's why there's always replays, because I want you guys to have that, especially if you started painting. I don't want you to lose it. So, like, bookmark the broadcast. Now know where to find me. Oh, you don't need to bookmark. If you're on YouTube, it's gonna show in your history. If you decide to finish later, or you need to go back to it later and see what's happening, it'll show in your history. Oh my gosh, I need to stop resting my hand on the thing. Virginia tells me that they can see me on the phone but not on the computer. I don't know what's going on. My Facebook app was acting up today, just acting weird like it was. I think Facebook's rolling out new things again. I mean, they have a whole new interface, I'm pretty sure you noticed. And if you don't have that whole new interface yet, it's coming. Where like everything in your groups, like everything is on the side. It's not on the top anymore, it's on the left side now. And so I think as they roll things out, there's going to be a little bit of trouble. They always have a little bit of trouble with this. You probably thought you would be painting roses all night, and here we are painting a blue background. Takes forever, doesn't it? Because I just want this certain texture on it. I think it makes it so fun. Okay, get in there. So they make it new and improved, right? Every single time. Okay, so I'm gonna grab some white, a little bit more white. Sorry, not my baby wipe. A little bit more white on the same brush, and I'm gonna add some white in the background here and there, not much, just for kind of a interesting color here, and maybe over here in the corner. It's asking for it, just to liven things up a little bit, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, Luba, you just added darkening and now you're adding whites to it. Yep, that's exactly what I do. Okay, now wipe off your brush and a paper towel, and we're gonna grab more of this phthalo blue, okay? And you're gonna put the dark phthalo blue right underneath the pumpkin to create the shadow. Okay, we're not gonna overthink this, but it really does make difference. Makes a good difference here. Okay. So I guess what I meant was we don't know what's going to happen with Facebook updates and everything, so it might be a little bit wonky. So here is what the bottom looks like. So see the shadow under the pumpkin, like much darker spot. Yeah, that's what we want. All right, let's clean up that brush. Let's work on the background behind the flowers. And for this one, I think, I'm pretty sure I use teal and white. If we do not want to, or we don't have teal, right? What we can do is, let me clean this up. That's a lot of red here. Move it. We're gonna use some sky blue right here. White. So let's make it light blue. There we go. Like baby blue pretty much. And grab a dot of lemon yellow and add it to here. And we pretty much have teal, turquoise, teal, turquoise. You can always add a little bit more blue to this if you want it on the bluer side, sky blue. Here we go. So here we are. All right, so I'm gonna turn this upside down again because it's easier to reach. On the camera. Whoop. And I'm just gonna go pat, pat, pat. My brush is a big mess, but we're just gonna paint, right? This way or the other. I'm not using such tiny strokes as I did with the bottom, probably a little bit of a bigger stroke. And I'm not too worried if I'm gonna hit some flowers with this, because flowers are not done. Remember, we're going back. We're gonna come back and add layers and layers of love to our flowers. But it definitely helps to have the background done so that we can do that freely and not worry that we will mess up our flowers later, right? All right. Huh. Here we go. Okay. So I wanted to ask you that once you're done with your painting, would you please take a picture and post it in Paint with Lupa group? Because I love seeing what you guys paint. Because I'm sure, even though we're painting the same thing, everybody's gonna look different. Everybody's is gonna look different. Okay, here we go. It already looks like quite something, doesn't it? I like how the leaves came out this time around. Very interesting. Super fall. Super fall. Who loves fall? I love fall. Oh, I can't wait. It's still pretty warm here in Nebraska. I can't wait for this to cool off. All right, rinsing my brush. Now we're gonna start adding lighter color, and then to white. So we're probably adding 2 more coats. Okay. And then after that, my friends, we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow. And you're probably thinking, oh, now she's telling us, right? But we want to add all of these lines, right, around the flowers and everywhere with a Posca pen. And we cannot do this while your paint is wet. And because we're gonna put so much paint on it right now, it's gonna take a while to dry. Okay, so I suggest you either use the what's it called, in the group. There is the reference photo that you can use if you need a reference to see where the lines would go. Yeah, or maybe the event photo if you need help with that. But yeah, I would love to be able to do this in one sitting, but sadly. Okay, so we're gonna add some lemon yellow to these flowers over here, and we're gonna be using the round and the round and the round and the round and the smaller round and the bigger round and the squish and just the tip, different pressure, play with it, see what you like. The best way to see what you're getting here is to step back. when you paint with a color, it's like a color spot, really, right? It really helps to step away, turn away, look at something different, and then look back, and then you will see where you need more spots of what color. Okay, so lemon yellow directly on the brush, white directly on the brush, going back into these pretty roses right here, moving back to the back of the brush and starting to add rounded motions. Just create shapes. Okay, you're gonna go probably through a whole lot of white today, but it's so worth it. Didn't even show. Here we go. Okay. Somebody says that we're pretty much in the 70s this week with nights and 50s. Oh, I want to be there. That's my perfect weather. That's how I like it. And a little bit more lemon yellow, white. And then we have oranges here. So we're gonna grab, we already have some lemon yellow and white. So let's grab some more white on this brush and get a tip, just a tip, a touch of magenta. So we should get this blush kind of, let's see, that needs more white, or maybe a little bit more magenta. Get blush color. Yes, here we are. Lemon yellow, a lot of white, and a tiny bit of magenta, okay? And that will give you this blush color that you can use on the roses over here. Don't overdo it though, because it is overwhelming because it's a lot of white in there. Using the same brush, grabbing white and magenta, going into my pink roses, adding 4 petals roughly, okay? Trying not to overthink it. Oh, I think I added pink petals to my red rose. Oh well, I'll come back and fix it. No big deal. That's my pink. And that is my pink rose. All right. And the next rose is the red rose. So we're going to go white and red. And go back to this one and fix it. Grab some more red maybe. Okay, that needed a little bit more white. Okay, and of course we need these. I'm just painting. I have white and red on my brush, and I'm just making like circles kind of roughly here and there just to fill this in. Boise, Idaho, perfect weather. Yep. Totally. Okay, and now last layer, we're just gonna go with white. We have this brush, grab some white, add some centers to the tiny roses here on the side. Okay, add some white highlights. Not too much, don't overwhelm it with highlights. To your pink, add some highlights to your red. Okay, and now the last step is, so you want to look at this as the light is coming from this side where my hand is, from the top left, okay? So we're gonna darken the bottom of our roses a little bit. Okay, so you're gonna leave the tops as they are, but we're gonna darken up the bottoms a little bit. So we're just gonna grab some magenta for the pink ones and just add on the bottom, just on the bottom. Leave the top and here. Okay, and then we're gonna grab some red, and again we're gonna add some red color on the bottom here, just on the bottom. Okay, and here. Okay, so my video is getting pixelated. I hope you guys still get a good quality. All right, so roses will have to wait till tomorrow, most likely, right? But we still can outline the pumpkin and some of the leaves. I can show you how I do this just to make sure that the flow stays where we want it to be. And you want to use kind of, loosey lines. You do not want to make it look like it's done by a machine. All right. So I'm just gonna grab it right here and take it all the way up to the leaves, and then all the way up, and then over here up to the leaves. And that's my pumpkin. And then with leaves, let's do, so we painted it backwards. Remember, we painted it from the top leaf going into the cluster. But as we're gonna outline, we're gonna outline in the other direction. We're gonna outline starting in the cluster, and then we'll move it to the top leaf or the bottom leaf, the last leaf. Okay, so here I just look at my leaves, and I kind of pick one that looks like it's on top of everything else, which would be this one right here, and I will outline it. So that's my first leaf. And please be super, super careful if you're doing this while your painting is wet, because it is super easy to just land in one of your in your paint. Okay, so I'm gonna go super careful and make sure that I am not, yeah, I'm picking up wet paint. It's not dry, but I really want to show you. So there's another leaf, and then there it is. Here's the leaf. Here it is. Here's another. So you pretty much just start with one and you stack them up, okay? I'll do this one here, and then I'm gonna stop because the other ones are still super wet and I do not want to mess with that. So you can outline your leaves exactly, or you can make your outline a little bit messy and go out of lines. That's also kind of fun to do, and it has a fun look to it. So here's our leaves, and then for these we can have this center vein. Just make sure that it's rounded when you put it in. Very often people make a mistake. They make this line straight, and then the leaf looks like, doesn't look alive. It looks weird. Okay. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Upload your work. Show me what you do. See, shouldn't have done it. I knew it. There's wet paint, a whole lot of wet paint. Right here. Oh well. Gives you an idea, right? Gives you an idea of how to do this. So use your very loose motions. Wavy lines, get the wavy line in the center, and then add lines to it. Okay? So I hope everybody had fun. I will definitely finish this tomorrow. I hope to see your pictures. There, you are so welcome. I'm so glad. Allison, finish and post yours tomorrow. Yes, please. All right. And I will see you for the next painting, which I don't remember what it is, but it is something in the event. So make sure to check out the events that are in the group, or I also email the calendar to you guys. And yeah, next time. Okay, hold on. Somebody says, I really appreciate all the instructions. Far from finished. We'll finish tomorrow. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Take your time. Have fun with it. It's a really fun painting. Okay, bye.